The vast throne room was a tapestry of whispered power. It was not built for beings of flesh and bone, but for giants of chitin and will. The air hummed with a low, organic frequency, the very walls seeming to breathe. And on the dais she sat, the queen of the Zakan hive. Her form was elegance and terror fused, a carapace of deep amethyst that drank the light, and eyes that held the cold fire of distant stars. Before her, clad in a simple gray environmental suit that felt pitifully thin, stood the human diplomat Dot. He had come expecting trade negotiations, mineral rights, perhaps a tense discussion on border delineations. He had prepared for hostility, for logic, for alien indifference. He was not prepared for the proposal that echoed in the chamber, translated by a shimmering orb near the queen's claw. Your species exhibits a peculiar gentleness. The queen's voice was a cascade of crystalline notes, devoid of warmth but sharp with intent. My heir, my next, is unsettled. It cries a frequency that disrupts the hive mind, a discordant shriek of pure distress. Our methods are insufficient. Our songs of order only amplify its anguish. You will calm it. The diplomat blinked. Your Majesty, I am a diplomat, not a child-carer. You are a representative of your species. You possess the required physiology. Soft hands. A voice capable of meaningless, gentle modulation. You will do this. And if I cannot? The queen shifted, a sound like sliding obsidian. Then your ship leaves, and your species is marked as useless. Our expansion will continue, through your claimed systems if necessary. Cooperation would be preferable. The unspoken alternative hung in the air, colder than the throne room's chill. This was not a request. It was an ultimatum wrapped in the most bizarre test imaginable. And if I succeed? The diplomat asked, his mouth dry. The queen's great head tilted. Proof of unique utility demands unique reward. Succeed, and you will secure not just peace, but alliance. You will be bound to the hive. You will remain here, at the core, as my consort. A permanent bridge between our kinds. The human felt the floor itself might give way. Marriage? To this magnificent, terrifying monarch? It was a political nightmare, a personal absurdity. He was speechless, his carefully rehearsed diplomatic phrases crumbling to dust. He could only manage a stiff, slow nod. He was led from the throne room by a silent, insectoid attendant, through pulsating corridors that throbbed with hidden life, to a chamber that radiated heat and sound. The nursery. In the center, upon a mound of iridescent silk, lay the source of the galactic crisis. It was smaller than he expected, about the size of a large dog, its carapace a soft, milky blue. But its distress was colossal. It emitted a continuous high-pitched keen, a sound that vibrated in the teeth and scrambled thought. The air around it shimmered with unhappy energy. 2 attending drones hovered helplessly, their antennae drooping. The diplomat stood at the threshold, his mind racing. Lullabies? He knew no lullabies. He had no toys, no tricks. He had only human instinct, and the staggering pressure of 2 species' futures on his shoulders. He approached slowly, dismissing the drones with a gesture he hoped seemed authoritative. The creature's cries hit a new, piercing peak. He knelt, his suit's knees sinking into the warm silk. He saw not a monster, not an heir to an empire, but a small, terrified being. "Okay," he whispered, his voice lost in a wail. "Okay, I hear you." He didn't try to sing. Instead, he began to talk. He spoke of Earth, of simple things, of the sound of rain on leaves, of the way sunlight dappled through forests, of the vast, quiet calm of a snow-covered field. His words were soft, rhythmic, a steady stream of calm imagery against the tide of distress. The baby's cries faltered for a second, then renewed. The diplomat didn't stop. He recalled a memory of rocking his nephew years ago. The motion. The repetitive, soothing motion. Gently, ever so gently, he placed a hand on the smooth curve of the infant's back. The carapace was warm, almost hot. He began to move his hand in slow, deliberate circles. "And there are oceans?" he murmured, his voice a low drone now, matching the rune's hum but gentler. "Great big, slow oceans. They have a rhythm like this. In and out. In and out." He combined the touch with the sound, a physical and auditory anchor. The piercing shriek dropped a fraction in pitch, melting into a hiccuping, shuddering whimper. The diplomat felt a surge of something like hope. He kept the circular pressure steady, his voice an unwavering river of calm. He talked of gravity, of the gentle, constant pull that held everything together. He described the slow turn of seasons, the patience of mountains. He spoke of nothing consequential, only of constant, reliable patterns. The change was gradual. The keen dissolved into ragged breaths. The tense, vibrating body under his hand began to soften. The milky blue carapace seemed to glow with a more contented light. Finally, with a soft click and a sigh that echoed in the suddenly quiet chamber, the infant air settled. Its limbs curled inward, its large, dark eyes shuttered. A deep, resonant purr, a sound of profound peace, replaced the cacophony. The diplomat did not move. He stayed there, hand circling, voice now a whisper, until the purr was steady and deep. Only then did he look up. The queen stood in the entrance. He had not heard her arrive. Her immense form filled the doorway, her starfire eyes fixed on the slumbering child, and on him. The cold fire was gone, replaced by an expression he could not name all, perhaps, or a profound, unsettling wonder. She glided forward, soundless. She looked from the peaceful air to the human, who slowly, carefully, removed his hand. "It is calm," she stated, the crystalline notes of her voice softer now. "He was tired," the diplomat said, his own voice hoarse, "and scared. He just needed to know he wasn't alone in it." The queen studied him for a long, silent moment. The hive mind's hum around them felt different, less oppressive, more curious, a symphony tuning to a new, unfamiliar instrument. "Your offer," the diplomat began, finding his diplomatic training again, though it felt utterly foreign now. "The marriage. It is a great honor. But surely there can be alliance without such a permanent bond." The queen's antennae quivered. "The offer was made. It stands. You have a quality the hive does not possess. A quiet magic. You do not command order. You invite peace. This is a strength we lack. To bind that to us is logical." He understood. It wasn't about him, not personally. It was about capturing a trait, a resource. Yet, as he looked at the sleeping child, and then at the inscrutable, powerful being before him, he saw the logic. A bridge, not just of politics, but of understanding. The fear was still there, a cold knot in his stomach. But so was the memory of the piercing cry falling silent under a human touch. He was no longer speechless. The weight of the decision was galactic, but the moment felt strangely simple. "Then," he said, drawing a breath that seemed to draw in the new, quieter hum of the hive itself, "I accept." The queen extended a claw, not in threat, but presentation. He placed his bare hand upon it. The chitin was smooth and warm, like stone in the sun. The hive mind's whisper enveloped him, not as an invasion, but as a question. And somewhere in the heart of the hive, a contented baby purred in its sleep, a sound that promised a future far stranger, and perhaps more gentle, than anyone had dared to imagine.